Budget Blinds. Visit their showroom or call today for a free in-home consultation.
This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A local man's Facebook post addressed to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has gained major attention nationwide. The post has already been viewed and shared tens of thousands of times. Ken Cunliffe's open letter to Trudeau accuses the federal government of ignoring the suffering in Alberta. As Hannah Tita explains, the Lloydminster resident wants the Prime Minister to forget about his image on the world stage and turn his attention to the struggling parts of Canada.
We can't let Alberta suffer, and this oil industry it's the major income for all of Canada.
Ken Cunliffe is fed up with what he believes to be the federal government turning a blind eye to the problems Albertans are facing. He says many Canadians are oblivious to how badly the plummeting oil prices are impacting the people out west. Cunliffe believes the increase in suicide rates and property theft in the province are acts of desperation.
Can you blame people? A lot of people that are doing this, I'm sure, don't know how else to react. They're out of money, they have no work, and at the same time, that's other people's private stuff they've worked hard to get.
He says unemployment insurance is running out for many families who have been laid off, but according to him, the federal government refuses to acknowledge the problem. That's why he decided to post an open letter to Prime Minister Trudeau. The Facebook post from last week has already received thousands of shares and counting. The response wasn't all positive, though.
A lot of the comments that we've seen are, they view Albertans as rich snobs who didn't save their money properly. Yet, I'd ask those people from their provinces, if their major industry collapsed, like ours has, and has been down for over 14 months now, how long would their province be able to sustain? Their own people be able to use their own money to sustain what they have?
In the post, he says our government has given away billions of Canadian taxpayer dollars to other countries, money he would like to see spent supporting Canadians through these rough times.
We're the ones that helped generate that money, and it's not being used here. That's pretty tough. If we have money to spend elsewhere, we better have money to spend on our own people.
Cunliffe was surprised and pleased by how much traction the post has gotten. Now, he says he would like to see the government address Albertans.
I would sure like to see them acknowledge it and understand that what our real situation is and get working on it. There is no more time to wait. We can't wait for the world oil price to come back. It's too late.
Hannah Tita, Newcap News.
Sticking to Alberta economic news, a multi-billion-dollar deal in the provincial oil industry has been struck today. Suncore Energy has reached a takeover agreement with another Calgary-based company, Canadian Oil Sands. It's worth $6.6 billion. The deal, which is primarily an exchange of shares, has the backing of both companies' boards. If approved, the deal will make Suncore the largest shareholder in the Syncrude Oil Sands complex, which is operated by Imperial Oil. The Red Cross is hoping to increase its humanitarian efforts in Saskatchewan. The Rotary Club of Lloydminster listened to a report from Red Cross Outreach Coordinator John Halliday this afternoon. Aid provided from the organization last year helped thousands throughout the province. With the focus on personal and large-scale disasters, there was 139 events affecting more than 600 people. The Red Cross also issued more than 600 days worth of emergency food and funded more than 300 days of emergency lodging.
We'll also take care of emergency clothing. We're just there in those initial hours so they don't have to think about what they're going to do next.
The next step for the Red Cross in the area is getting more volunteers and local businesses involved. Halliday says while several hotels and restaurants are now on board, the manpower required is still far short of what's necessary.
We're basically equipped to handle about 3,000 to 4,000 people being evacuated. We had, of course, last year between 10 and 13,000 people evacuated, which left us a little bit of a gap.
Upcoming events and initiatives for the Red Cross include Pink Day on February 24th in Lloydminster, featuring a series of talks for anti-bullying. To donate to the Red Cross, you can go to redcross.ca. It's a campaign launched by Muslims across Canada with a goal of removing misconceptions about the Islamic faith. As Anna Knotfate explains in this story, the local Muslim community is holding open houses throughout the region.
For the past few years, images like this have been common, shown on TV and the internet worldwide. The name of the attackers? ISIS. And right from the start, the group said they affiliate with the Islam religion. Locally, those in the Muslim community say these extremists have hijacked their religion.
Groups like ISIS, they're doing these things for their own political agenda to further their agenda. It has nothing to do with the religion. We don't want them to confuse our faith with what they hear on the TV or what they see on the TV.
Azim says groups like ISIS have the world believing what they say about Islam, when in reality, their faith is not violent.
We believe that our Islam, our religion, is a religion of peace. Our religion teaches us that loyalty to country is part of the faith.
I learned a lot more about the history and some of the, basics. I just got into the basics. I didn't quite soak in all the details, but it's interesting. I'm Christian, and it's interesting to see the correlation between our beliefs.
We believes you can learn a little bit of something from everybody, and it's beneficial to learn about other cultures and religions.
I've been interested for a while, so I've picked up a little bit of information here and there. So it hasn't necessarily changed my views, but I'm happy to know more.
And as many locals made their way throughout the open house, Azim says he knows there are negative perceptions of Islam around the world, but he hasn't been subject to these opinions in Lloydminster.
Instead of forming our opinion based on actions of some small groups, we should go to the core teachings of the religion, and I'm sure that you would find that every religion teaches peace.
Annika Notfate, Newcap News.